Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Haikal Raziq. Today my group will present about personality, value, and perception. So, definition of personality is personality means how a person affects others and how he understands and views himself, as well as the pattern of inner and outer measurable traits and the person's situation interaction from Fred Lathans. Number 2 is according to Stephen F. Robbins, personality is the sum total ways in which an individual reacts and interacts with others. It may be defined as those inner psychological characteristics that both determine and reflect how a person responds to his environment. Number 2, we'll talk about effect of personality on work performance. Personality affects all aspects of a person's performance, even how he reacts to situations on the job. Not every personality is suited for every job position, so it's important to recognize personality traits and prepare employees with the duties that fit their personalities the best. Number 2 is this can lead to increased productivity and job satisfaction, helping your organization to function more efficiently. So there are the big 5 model of personality dimensions. Number 1 is extroversion, extrovert versus introvert, sociable, gregarious, and assertive versus reserved, timid, and quiet. So extrovert is someone that always wants to talk and not shy to other people, and introvert is someone that is shy and doesn't want to talk. And number 2 is agreeableness, high versus low agreeableness, good-natured, cooperative, and trusting versus cold, disagreeable, and antagonistic. So high agreeableness is someone that always agree to their team idea, and low agreeableness is someone that always argue with the idea. Number 3 is conscientiousness, high versus low conscientiousness, responsible, dependable, persistent, and organized versus easily distracted, disorganized, and unreliable. Emotional stability, positive versus negative, calm, self-confident, secure, positive versus nervous, depressed, and insecure, negative. Openness to experience, high versus low OTE, imaginativeness, artistic sensitivity, and intellectualism versus conventional and find comfort too familiar. So that's it. We will go to the next topic.
Now I would like to talk about values. So the definition about value is a value system about particular things that we consider to be important to us as individuals. So next is scenario and effect of values. So the scenario is an employee has been hardworking to ensure his workplace and no one will say anything bad to him or her. So with the mindset that it's self-made, the employee always come early to work and try not to make or take leave or absent except if it's truly emergency.
After the scenario, we move on to the effect to implication. An employee with a good attitude will always bring a positive impact on the company. Good employees know the reason why their job exists, above just knowing how to do their job. This allows them to come up with a new suggestion and idea to do their task. Employees who do not seek satisfaction through personal achievement may find comfort in an organization supportive of a more nurturing collective culture. A nurturing culture provides a sense of security to employees. Individual efforts are not the central focus of performance evaluation, as value rests in concern for others, quality of life, and building relationships. Hofstede framework, nurturing and femininity. The extent to which societal value emphasize relationship and concern for others. Employees who are not concerned with achievement and success will avoid performance feedback and competency evaluation uncomfortable. In achievement-oriented environment, these employees become increasingly anxious in regard to their performance and experience excess stress and negative physiological well-being as a response to an increasingly insecure job situation.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to my pretty madam, which is Miss Afzal. So today I would like to talk about perception. So because perception is my part, so I would like to talk about it. Okay, so what is the definition of perception? Okay, I will tell you guys the definition of perception. Okay, perception is a process which individuals organize and interpret their sensory impressions in order to give meaning to their environment. So that is the definition of perception. But do you guys ever wonder why perception is important? Okay, I'll tell you why perception is important. This is because people's behavior is based on their perception of what reality is, not on reality itself. And the world it is perceived is the world that are behaviorally important. Okay, so next I will tell you guys factors that influence perception. There are a few factors that might lead to have a perception mindset, and I will explain briefly on the factors. Okay, so factors on the perceiver, there are attitudes, motive, interest, experience and expectations. While for factors in the situation, we have time, work setting, social setting. And for factors in the target, we have novelty, emotions, sounds, size, background, proximity and similarity. Okay, so next, error and bias attributions. Okay, so do you guys know what is error and bias attributions? Okay, I will tell you guys. There are many types of error and bias attributions. Okay, so first of all, it is fundamental attribution, self-serving bias, selective perspection, visual perception. But I will explain more on selective perspection and visual perception. Okay, so people select. What is selective perspection? Selective perspection is people selectively interpret what they see on the bias of their interest, background, experience and attitudes. As example, the image that I put on my slide, there are 6 and 9. One of them say it is 6 and one of them say it is 9. Okay, so people have different perception of what they think. Okay, so move next to fundamental attributions error, the tendency to underestimate the influence of external factors and overestimate the influence of internal factors when making judgment about the behavior of others. As you can see on the picture that I put, on the image that I put, how we judge others, that is one of the perception that is connected to the fundamental attributions error. And as we see in the image, it said that Anna is unreliable. She can even attend on a meeting. And then what Anna think is Ben is incompetent. He can finish his project on time. Both of them have their own perception, and as we can see, people nowadays, everyone in this world have their own perceptions. Okay, so that's all from me. I have explained about perception, and after this, Akmal will explain perceptions. And yeah, that's all from me. Thank you, madam. I love you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now I'm going to continue with the scenario and the effect of perception in an organization. So the first scenario is, naturally a manager may have a favorite employees that always doing good in their assigned jobs. So like they will always be the manager's favorite lah. And the second one is also at the same time, the same manager will have the least favorite employees due to their bad performance and maybe their absenteeism is high. So basically the effect of this scenario is or the implications of the perception from the manager to the employees will be the most favorite employee will obviously do like a better job than before in their jobs, knowing that their manager is expecting them to do a good and better job compared to others. So like if someone is the employee is like doing a good job, after knowing that the manager is putting the high expectation for them, so they will like do better in their like future jobs. And the second is for the least favorite employees, their work spirit and performance will eventually decline and drop over time. This is because after they knew that their manager that they are the manager's least favorite employees, automatically their spirits of working or like their determination of in working in the organization will slightly decrease. This is very bad effect for the certain employee because of this perception. Their job productivity will decrease and their absenteeism will eventually increase by time. So basically, those are the good and the bad effect of the perception. So in order to avoid for bad effects of the perception, the manager need to do their best to make a good perception for all of their employees. So basically, that's all from our group. So thank you for listening and have a good day.